Your Excellency. Your Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya and Chairperson of the Summit of East African Community Heads of State. Your Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania. Your Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda. Your Excellency Paul Kagame, President of the Republic of Rwanda. Your Excellency Salva Kiir, President of the Republic of South Sudan. Distinguished Chairperson of the Council and all members of the Council. Distinguished Secretary General of the East African Community, Honorable Dr. Peter Matuki. First of all, we wish to thank God who has allowed that such an important 18th extraordinary summit of the East African Community Heads of State takes place today. God be praised in all his might. On behalf of His Excellency Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi, and on my own behalf, it is my distinct honor and high privilege to participate in this 18th extraordinary summit of the East African Community Heads of States. And I wish first to extend to your excellencies, the East African Community Heads of State, the most cordial greetings from His Excellency Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi, and those of Burundians to you all and to the people of your respective countries. On this very occasion, I'm sincerely touched by the commitments by your excellencies in the agenda of integration. This is indeed a precious and memorable moment to go through the different EAC projects and programs, and most importantly, give guidance and way forward on critical issues that are strategic and of vital importance to our shared community. I would like to commend the stage reached so far, and at the same time, highlight that more to do is ahead of us in order to reach the objectives of the community and make the peoples of East Africa one people, one destiny of, as the East African Community motto says. Some analysts and experts set the East African community as a model of integration. Therefore, as a community, we are proud of such performance. We need to sustain this image and ensure this is echoed worldwide. In the same vein, we are pleased to note that neighboring countries are applying to join our East African community. This is a convincing testimony that, again, as a community, we are doing well. We need to maintain that direction and sustain the pace to reach higher stage of integration. Your Excellencies, a key task of the summit was to consider the report of the Council of Ministers on admission of the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, into the East African community and take decisions on this important matter. We can take note of the good work done by the verification team in DRC, and that the DRC meets basic criteria for admission of foreign countries to the East African community, as indicated in Section 5 of the verification report. The Republic of Burundi supports the enlargement of the community by integrating other members, more specifically our neighboring country, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Burundi believes indeed that the admission of the DRC to the East African community will strengthen the community and allow the community to position itself strategically. Thus, Burundi has taken due note of the conclusions and observations of the verification team on the application of the Democratic Republic of Congo to join the East African community and pleads for its admission to the community. Therefore, Burundi suggests to your excellencies, the heads of state of the East African community, to approve the report of the Council of Ministers on the admission of the Republic of Congo to the EAC, and to recommend to the Council of Ministers to undertake negotiations with the Democratic Republic of Congo as soon as possible in accordance with the accession procedures for new members. To this effect, the East African community projects and programs, whether in political, economic, and social sectors, are vital, and we have to ensure their implementation is critical and instinctive in all EAC partner states. In this regard, we shall stand strong and really move forward as a bloc. We need to recall that our community has been engaged in various notable activities, some of which are worth to be highlighted, especially the operationalization of the single customs territory and common market, the move to establish institutions and implementation of national public finance management programs so as to meet economic requirements towards the utilization of the common East African community currency in 2024, the launching of the East African community electronic passport, and the commencement of issuance of that East African e-post since January 2018, and the East African Community Common High Education Area, to name but a few. As our ultimate goal as East Africans is to achieve a political federation, it is vital that we constantly strengthen our efforts and stand solid as hawk against terrorism, piracy, and transnational crimes. Our sincere hope is that the transitory phase of confederation, which we are considering to start with, will not stop from ultimately concluding a political federation as it is stipulated in the East African Community Treaty. The Republic of Burundi is committed and will manage no effort to advance any constructive contribution towards peace, stability, and development of her citizens. As of today, peace is a reality in Burundi. The last elections we had concluded promptly demonstrate it well. We call upon our fellow Burundians to come back in their native land, in their homes and families, so as to give their contribution to the building and of their nation and as well as to the East African community. Finally, we are of the strong view that our being together as East Africans will make it much easier to lift the community to higher stage of integration. Together, we shall make our dreams come true. Together, we can. Long live the East African community. Long live East African community partner states. Long live international cooperation. May God bless you all. Thank you for kind attention.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for that statement. And I now would like to give the floor to the Honorable Deng, who will give a statement on behalf of His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit. Honorable Deng, you have the floor. Honorable Deng, you are not audible. Honorable Deng, we still can't hear you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya, and the chairperson of the East African Community Summit, Excellency Yoweri Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Excellency Samuel Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Excellency Paul Kagame, President of the Republic of Rwanda, Excellency Vice President of Burundi, Mr. Prosper, Ministers responsible for East African Community Affairs, Honorable Dr. Peter Mutuku, Secretary General of the East African Secretariat, distinguished delegate guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of my President, President Salva Kiir, I would like to thank His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, the President of the Republic of Kenya, and all those who are involved in organizing this important summit. I would like to thank all the presidents of these African community partner states for withdrawing visa payment requirements for all East African community citizens. We are all absolutely delighted that all our citizens can now move freely around the region without paying for a visa. Equally important was the recent pronouncement and implementation of visa-free movement among citizens of Kenya, Uganda, and South Sudan. This is in line with the Common Market Protocol for the free movement of people. It is supporting access to education, health, and business, not only for my people in South Sudan, but for the whole region. Your Excellencies, I'd like to appreciate and recognize our collective approach to the global pandemic, the coronavirus. East African communities' cooperation on health was significantly strengthened during the pandemic in the spirit of togetherness. The East African community has developed our regional COVID-19 response plan and measures for protecting our citizens from this dangerous disease. By supplying COVID-19 mobile laboratories and other testing equipment at our borders is a crucial achievement for our people. We appreciate the work done by the experts in the areas of education, East African communities, scholarships, youth exchange programs, and the recent youth summit or youth meeting are some of the ways forward for the integration of our people. I appreciate the recent affirmative action given to the Republic of South Sudan in East African jobs, in the organs and institutions of the EAC. I'm particularly pleased that the verification mission for the admission of the Democratic Republic of Congo, and which we are going to, and the movement for commencing formal negotiations for that purpose. The Republic of South Sudan is very much supportive of the admission of the DRC into the East African community. My country is a strong supporter of DRC's membership in the EAC. Such membership will enhance trade, strengthen our regional socio-economic development and cultural ties. Once again, His Excellency, let me thank President Uhuru Kenyatta for convening this summit. We all need to look forward to negotiations that will pave the way of DRC's joining our esteemed community. Thank you, Your Excellency, for listening.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deng. Allow me now to make my short statement. And I begin with Your Excellencies, heads of state and government, honorable members of the East African Community Council of Ministers, the Secretary General of the East African Community, all our invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I once again thank you all, especially you, Your Excellencies, for honoring this invitation to this 18th Extraordinary Summit of the East African Heads of State and Government. Despite the challenges that we continue to face, I am personally encouraged by the fact that our quest for a path of greater solidarity and shared prosperity within the region has continued to deepen. Indeed, it is notable that work is progressing well in the implementation of the 4 pillars of the East African community integration, namely the customs union, the common market, the monetary union, and ultimately the political federation. A key plank of our deliberations today was progressing the aspirations of our brothers and sisters in the Democratic Republic of the Congo to join with us in the East African community. I consider this as a testament of not only the success of the East African community, but also the opportunities that remain untapped. This is also an affirmation of our efforts to deepen integration and widen cooperation, as aptly captioned by the theme of this summit. Today, we also considered the proposal on how to foster the effectiveness of the summit by addressing the quorum rules for the Summit of East African Community Heads of State. The proposal to relook at the quorum rules, I believe, was in recognition of the burden of responsibilities vested on heads of state, which also recognizes the unique role placed on heads of state and government to individually champion the cause of our community. The call today is a reflection of the delicate balance that inspired the architecture of the Treaty on Rules of Quorum, and I look forward to further discussion on this issue at our next ordinary summit in Arusha next year. Your Excellencies, the Treaty for the Establishment of the East African Community also recognizes the pivotal role played by the private sector in the integration process, and I commend the business community for the role it has continued to play in furthering our integration. Moving forward as governments, we commit to facilitate the exploits of our enterprises by improving the business environment in our respective nations, as well as coordinating a more uniform and more conducive intra-Africa, East African community and trade environment. We do this well aware that in the revival of the East African community, our citizens aspire for, firstly, a powerful economic bloc capable of negotiating beneficial pacts with the rest of the world using collective bargaining power. Secondly, expanding markets that increasingly continues to create opportunities for trade and investment. Thirdly, an enhanced welfare situation for the people through the improvement of delivery of essential services and the eradication of poverty. And fourthly, an excellent stewardship over the natural and common resources of our region, such as Lake Victoria. And lastly, a community with an environment of peace and security within our community, with our community playing a leading role in conflict prevention, resolution, management in the region, the continent, and globally. Your Excellencies, despite the many achievements of our community, more work still remains to be done. And it is therefore imperative that all stakeholders combine their efforts in overseeing the realization of the objectives of the treaty and furthering the East African dream. As I conclude, Your Excellencies, let me take this opportunity to commend the Council of Ministers for their dedication and the good work that they have done in the furtherance of the integration process. And I further commend the East African community organs and institutions and the entire staff of the community for their commitment to our cause. Finally, I reaffirm the commitment of the summit to the East African community integration process. We are certainly sure that this is an effective vehicle for the economic development and prosperity of the people of East Africa. We therefore continue to prioritize the community agenda at both national and regional levels. I conclude, Your Excellencies, by taking this opportunity to wish each and every one of you, and indeed all the peoples of East Africa, a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2022. Thank you, and God bless you all, and God continue blessing our community. I thank you. I now take this opportunity to ask our Secretary General, and I don't know whether Your Excellencies will agree with me, but in our closed session, the Secretary General has taken us through the communique, whether Your Excellencies will wish for it to be read further or whether we can allow the Secretary General to proceed and release in accordance with what we agreed in our closed session. I don't know whether that will be fine or you would require him to read it again.
No need, President.
We have had it, and we can allow the Secretary General to release it since he has already read it out to us. And
Yes.
then, Secretary General, you can circulate for our signature as you normally do. Secretary General?
Thank you very much. You issue the communique as agreed during the closed session. I thank you.
We'll follow up on the signing of the communique in accordance with our rule of procedure and circulate to the state for their signature. And then say, Your Excellencies, we have come to the end of the 18th Extraordinary Summit. I thank each and every one of you for attending and wish you once again season's greetings and a happy and prosperous new year to all of you and indeed to all people of East Africa, and God's blessings to you during this particular season as we continue to urge each other to stay safe despite our pandemic, but to also be people of one region working together to resolve our problems. And I thank you and with that, I call the meeting to close, but request the Secretary General for the national anthem as we close. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Excellency. We'll be standing for the EAC anthem.